Hi, my name is Vincent, and this is a speech on baseball. The idea of baseball started during one of the darkest times of history, believe it or not. It started during the Civil War. That might sound a little bit odd, but it's true. It started back in the 1840s, and many people took their knowledge of the game back home, and that's how the tradition originally started. From there, the game grew to what it is today. In an article about the history, it states that baseball supports and reflects many aspects of American life, from culture to economics and technology advances. It inspires movements, instills pride, and even heals cities. Baseball is known as America's favorite national pastime. There are many things such as how the game started, how the game is played, and the evolution of it over time. Eventually, the game became a big deal to many. As of today, people believe that the game of baseball was created in Cooperstown, New York, by a man named Abner Doubleday. Most people say the story is true, others say it's just a myth. The fact of the matter is, the creation is mostly unknown. It started to take off with children playing the sport at school or parks around the country. The first baseball group was called the New York Knickerbockers Baseball Club. The two men created the rules and regulations for the game. One was a fireman and one was a bank clerk. One of the rules was to throw the ball at the player to get them out. Eventually, it changed to tag them with the ball in the glove because of injuries, and that rule didn't stay for long because of the injuries. The game traditionally and ultimately started in 1846 when they played their first game against cricket players because they had the same type of rule set and tools for the game. Next, I'll be talking about how the game works. Each team has 9 main players and extra on the bench in case there's an injured or sick player or they need to switch pitchers or catchers because they get tired. There's a team on offense and a team on defense. After 3 outs, they switch, and both teams need to get 3 outs to make a full inning, which is 6 in total. One of the most interesting facts about this game is that it's one of the few untimed base games like basketball, football, or soccer. Most sports are timed restraint, but baseball isn't, which is cool, so they don't have to rush. There are many rules, and here are some of the most important. One is if the weather interferes with the game, like rain, because they play on a dirt field and they don't want it to be muddy, and it makes it harder for the ball to travel when it's hit. So if weather interferes with the game, if it's after 5 innings, they will declare the winner with the most round of runs. If it's less than 4, they will replay the game, replay the remaining innings in a doubleheader, which is when a baseball team has 2 games in one day. Another rule is if there's a runner on every base with 2 outs and there's a fly ball to the infield, the runner is automatically out. If it's less than 2 outs, they will let the batter try to beat out the ball, but more likely than not, it doesn't. Also, one more I'm going to address is if a batter swings and misses or gets called out on 3 strikes, he has a chance to run the first, but there has to be no runner already on first. And he has a chance to get on base, but just like the last one, it's kind of hard to get there in time. Next will be how the game has evolved and changed over many years. This is a great game and has been changed in many ways over years and years. The material that they use in the bases and the balls have changed. The rules continue to be made and changed also. When it started, there was only 16 teams, and now it has grown to 30 teams across the U.S. Ball clubs have also been getting paid a lot more because of all the branding and how it is televised. The most paid player right now, his name is Alex Rodriguez, has over $450 million in contracts. Teams have also changed location. For example, today the Dodgers are from LA and the Giants are from San Francisco. They were both originally from New York and used to be called the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers, but today fans know them from California. I chose these 2 teams because they both came from New York to California and they're still big known teams. More teams have moved around, but like I said, these moved to the same place, so that's why I picked them. Players have also changed the game and how it works. It used to be a game based for whites, and they had different leagues for other colors because it was very diverse during that time. One person made a difference when a coach made a choice. His name was Jackie Robinson. He was known as the first African American ball player in the major leagues. He was on the Dodgers when they were based in Brooklyn. He's one of the most well known players to change the game because he made the game more diverse to what it is today. No matter how the game evolves, it's still a game for many fans have grown to love. Later on, there might be some more changes to improve the game, but that's all I have to talk about. As time goes on, things improve, and I hope this gave you a little knowledge or expanded more than you already had. My goal is to talk about a passion I have and hopefully teach everyone something new. Baseball is a big part of American history, and there is much to learn about it and such how it became to be, its rules, and how it evolved and expanded over time.